Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to Brandon's Discuss Anime, a Access Amoeba podcast. I am your host, Brandon Horvath, and with me are my co-hosts, Brandon Falinger.
I am definitely not a robotic cryptid in disguise.
Oh, aren't we all? And
I don't know what
also,
you're talking about. I'm actually a psychic mushroom from the center of the earth.
and also with us, Ryan Stokely.
Uh, I'm Bigfoot.
Now, are you gonna jerk off my tentacles or what?
Yeah,
I should go.
with my big feet.
I
Hey, look,
should.
man, whatever works.
I should really go back and add a 15 plus warning to this.
I mean, the first episode of this show, within like the first minute or two, is an F-bomb being dropped. So
That's is it?
Mm, mm, mm,
Man,
Ryan,
I already
hold.
know I would not like this this show.
I don't know, Ryan. I think you might really like
I
this show.
think I know it's one of the. It's all right.
Mm.
I'm gonna already like shit
You-
on this show because I don't like the Netflix cartoons that much because they're literally all the same. They're all drawn the same. And they're only funny, like they just try to be funny by just dropping, like saying fuck as much as they can.
Honestly, it's not the cursing that gets me on this. If we are on the same page at this point, it's
Like-
the cleverness of the writing.
Well, no, I mean, like, it's always like, I don't know, all those shows, their only, like, punchline is fuck or something. Somebody swear
I disagree with this one.
it. Okay.
I will hard disagree.
Alright.
So,
What is this show anyway?
Yeah, well,
How do
we
you
got
know
our
the
band.
show?
We got our banter first. We're getting a little early already. We're jumping on this
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm already fucking,
He's already revved up.
yeah.
He's ready to go.
So,
For once, it's not going to be me shitting on something. Yay!
maybe.
We'll see.
So, guys, I'm a little bit excited because right after recording our previous episode, I saw that Gen Oribuchi announced Season 4 of Thunderbolt Fantasy is completely
Ooh.
finished writing.
Okay, that means they still got to do the filming and blowing up
God
the
damn
puppet.
it. So what, another year or two?
I'm
I still have to watch it.
I'm guessing maybe 6 months ish because it is puppets, so it will probably take less than animating. But they still,
Well, I was going to say, you still got to make any new puppets, though.
yeah.
That
That,
still has to happen.
I don't know. I thought that would take longer.
Uh,
I
doing
mean,
puppet
it
stuff.
much like live action and stuff, you're not having to animate every single frame or anything, right? Like
Yeah.
in the case of puppets, I think for the most part, you're gonna have a faster production schedule, so long as you have all the materials to do so, like the actual filming
Yeah.
itself.
I
not
guess they
sure
already
about-
have the sets or whatever.
I'm not sure about the
Um,
sets. The
maybe.
yeah, they got to make the sets, they got to make the puppets. So I'm not sure what the production for those things, what the time scale usually is, and I don't know how much editing tends to go into this stuff. I would say generally a bit, given the some of the effects.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am looking forward to it because COVID kind of pushed back Season 4 and his other projects. Like, I'm sure since he wrote Bubble, that also took a little bit of his time. But supposedly he wants 5 seasons, and I've been waiting so long for Season 4. I will probably be covering it here on the channel when it comes out.
Well, I'm glad someone is, because I'll be honest, I won't. Not my bag.
Yeah, but since it's Oribuchi and I really, really like his writing, that's like why I'm so into it.
I mean, I like Oribuchi too. I'm just not a fan of the puppets.
Is it because they don't really have mouth movement, or
I mean, that's part of it. Facial expressions are definitely lacking in there a lot. The other part is I just don't care for the style of puppet they're using. It looks too. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the uncanny valley in there where it's like it's trying to be human but it's not. It's whatever the face style of the puppet is or whatever. I guess that's really getting to me more than anything else.
Hmm. I forget what it was, but I think Samuel L. Jackson had a small discussion, whether it was part of like some documentary or something, about the wuxia style of it, and I just remember seeing this clip of Samuel L. Jackson just saying wuxia. Wuxia is a Korean something, and then he just like, goes off and explains what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I forget what like the main topic, and I misspoke. Wuxia is Chinese, so yeah. So may, since he does a lot of documentaries these days, maybe it was on like some martial arts thing.
Could be.
So that's it for me, guys. What's going on with you?
Uh,
Uh,
go ahead,
okay, go
Orion.
ahead,
No,
dude.
no, go
All right,
ahead, Orion. You
all
got
right.
it.
New WoW expansion came out.
Oh
I
no,
forgot to talk.
you're not giving them money, are you?
Of course.
Oh
This is
no.
like the best expansion since Wrath of the Lich King, but I feel like this is like my favorite expansion. They added dragon riding,
Ooh.
I keep
so
hearing ads for it. Yeah.
like it is so cool. It's very fun. Like the regular flying mounts only have like 310% fly speed, and with this, like if you like soar around, uh, you get like a boost or whatever. You get like three different kind of moves or five different moves to do in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But you basically glide and you just flap your wings like once to like shoot across the thing. But and you have to get vigor, and you start with three, and you have to fly around like all the zones and collect these glyphs to unlock the other three and
Do you
whatnot.
have to fly through rings?
For the
Or
races.
okay, so we're definitely going Superman 64 on this. Got it.
Oh hell no, dude! You can actually control, and it's very fun. But yeah, you can get up to like 850% movement speed on it. So
All
you
right.
can like it's faster than like taking the flight masters to other cities. But it's only you can only use the dragon in that area, like in the dragon, which is a huge map. But you don't need to go anywhere else anyway when you're max level. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I hit max level in like I think like 6 or 7 hours playtime, and Tuesday is the raid. The raid comes out, so I'm doing that.
I can't speak to WoW because it's not my thing. I never got into it. I did have a buddy back in high school who tried to get me into it, and
Mhm.
me being the edgy teenager I was at the time was like, "Oh, WoW's for nerds," even though I'm secretly playing RuneScape at the time. It was me trying to be like, "WoW's the fancy one." I
Yeah,
don't want that fancy shit. It's
that's
too popular for me.
we had a buddy who was like that, and I think he still plays RuneScape now.
Honestly, I've been tempted to go back. I'll be real.
I just don't get it. I suck at clicking, eating like meat to fight people.
I mean, they have
Like
changed
shrimp.
that up from what I understand because they did like I think it's a rework of RuneScape into the common one, which I think is still called RuneScape 3 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Where it's more like regular versions
Yeah.
of the stuff. I did hear, actually, speaking of MMOs, I did hear about one that came out prior to WoW that is still apparently ongoing
Really?
and is weird because it doesn't follow WoW's pattern
What
because
is
it
it?
came out prior. I forget what it's called, but the way it works, it starts with an M, I want to say. Um, what was it called? It started with an M. Wasn't EverQuest. It wasn't that. No.
Was it
M?
MeverQuest?
No.
Wait, start with an N?
M.
M?
Yeah, I think so.
M as in Mancy.
Yeah.
Still my favorite Archer joke.
I'll have to go back and like find the name at some point. But the way it works, right, is you have like cumulative levels, and essentially you take your character and raise it up like from ages, like as in how old the character is. And you build up your skills and stuff. And when your character reaches the point of dying, from old age or from like, adventuring or what have you,
Hmm?
you then get reborn. And those levels carry over into the new character. You can, as far as I'm aware at least, I think you can remake like redesign the character again, like character creation.
Okay.
But you then get that cumulative level from there, and it just keeps adding up and adding up. Like I think their current cumulative level last I heard was like 9,000 something.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What was that thing? Ah, here we go. Maggie Nobi, or what was it? No, Mabby Nogi is what it's called. That's the one. Mabinogi.
Huh. So they haven't had any Warcraft 2.0? Like, this is all running on, like, the 20-year-old base game?
No, they updated it. Like now, it's funny. My one buddy, he joined a guild. I guess classic, because they added classic. Uh, his guild mate like bought him a computer because his computer is like a little older than mine,
Okay.
and he couldn't run it anymore, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, but his guild mate bought him a computer, just like didn't even tell him. He's like, "Hey, like I have computer parts for you. Like, give me your address." And then he just sent him a brand new computer. Apparently, his guild mate is like a lawyer or something, and just has like, disposable income.
Man, wish I had one
So
of those.
yeah, so he's like, yeah. So we were making fun of him because he was supposed to raid with us, and now like I think they raid Tuesday nights is when we raid Tuesdays and Saturdays. So they basically bought him. We're like, damn, dude, you were bought. You were bought.
Who bought as a raid
I
guy
wish,
for like
yeah.
a how expensive computer?
He was like in the one of the original guilds. Like he has like the world first in one of the raid, like in the classic.
Mm-hmm.
His guild was like one of the world first guilds.
So, like,
So
Warcraft Classic is kind of
it's
Warcraft 2?
it's
Or...
like Warcraft Classic is Warcraft from 2008 right now. It used
Oh.
to be. It went from vanilla, and then yeah, like 5 or 6 years ago they brought vanilla back.
Here's the thing. I don't know how the heck you're gonna keep doing classic, right? Because
Well,
it's gonna permanently be stuck at some point. You can't keep updating it.
yeah, they're not updating that. You have to download it separately.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think they're
But I
not
mean, they
gonna
can't they
do.
can't keep adding any of the newer stuff because then it's no longer going to be classic
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. I think people just will do Wrath, and they might put out like I think they already do have vanilla and the other servers, like BC Burning Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
They have those you can play on as well.
We'll see. And my other problem is just Blizzard's kind of a shit company. That's the other reason I'm like happy I
Yeah.
dropped out of that shit. Like the more you find out about the internal workings, the more I'm like, this company's kind of garbage, and I'm glad I stopped playing their games.
The more you know that they
Yeah.
suck.
Like, yeah.
I just like I don't know. I like their games too much.
I mean, I liked what was it? I liked Hearthstone for a bit, but then I found Runeterra, and I do know that
Yeah.
Riot is shit as well. But at this point, they haven't reached the level of Blizzard, at least.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Microsoft to buy them whenever that happens.
I believe the FTC has stopped that temporarily at the moment. Don't
Oh, really?
know the specific reasons at this point, but yeah, that might be too much of a monopoly for their liking. So yeah, who knows if that'll evidently, eventually go through or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of hope they would, because I'd like to see Master Chief in a Blizzard game or something, or
So what I'm hearing is you
like
want Blizzard Fortnite is what I'm hearing.
Master Chief for Smash 7.
that's no, I want. Well, I like Heroes of the Storm, which is League of Legends but better in my opinion.
I've never enjoyed MOBAs in general.
I spent when League of Legends came. Yeah, I probably dropped like 2K on League of Legends.
Ooh.
Need those skins, man.
Dude, I bought almost I think every character that came out while I was playing. I played it for like 5 years. Every character and then like the skins I want. And then I don't know where that account is. I don't know have any information on the account.
Oh. Besides MMO, anything going on with you, Ryan?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I constructed Gundam Bao
Sick.
while I was actually watching this series. Here, let me throw it. I already showed Brandon last time we chatted earlier this week, but let me toss it in the main chat. Come here, Discord. I got some video, or not video. I have photos to upload. There's one, and there's two.
Ooh. Nice.
That's sick. That was
So-
a model.
Yep.
It's
So
put together.
apparently, the one thing I don't like about it is that
That's cool.
the ball joint that attaches the torso to the hips is kind of on the loose side. Though I have learned that some people tend to either paint it to add some thickness, or this is one I never would have thought of: clear nail polish also works apparently.
Huh.
I never would have thought of that. In case you don't want to like paint the thing a different color or you can't match it, the clear
Yeah.
nail polish will work as a substitute to thicken it, but without losing the color.
Huh.
So yeah, that'll be a thing I'll probably do at some point to add that thickness. But
And
yeah,
it-
if I try to pose it, the thing tends to fall off.
And it might add, if you want to do other spots, it might add a bit of sheen.
Oh yeah, it'll add some glossiness probably. The only thing I might also do is like paint the blade colors because I'm not sure how I feel about the gold for the swords.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the one thing that's yellow and it feels out of place. So yeah, I was working on that thing while watching this show for a bit, and it was quite enjoyable because normally, due to subtitles, I can't do that. But since this one was English, yeah, I can do that this time. So yeah, I built that within 5-6 hours, I want to say. That's including like the panel lining and stuff that I did to it. Otherwise, it probably would have been faster. Still playing Pokemon Scarlet. I mentioned to Brandon when we talked last time that there was one like major bug I ran into where I got teleported out of the world. Outside of that, nothing really. Like I went to have a battle at it was in like the mouth of a cave, and because of the way the game decided to set it up, I got forced outside of the mouth of the cave. And I mean, like, you know how like when a cave opens up, right? It's like that corner section where the inside wall meets the outside wall.
Mhm.
I got forced behind that corner outside of the map.
Oh my god, dude.
So I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck here now for a bit. Luckily, fast travel is a thing in that game, so I was very quickly able to just pick out a fast travel point and get out of that problem. But yeah, no, that's the biggest thing I've run into, and it's only happened once. A lot of it is just minor stuff like rendering and like pop in and like slower frame cycles for things that are like maybe 10 feet away from me and further. Outside of that, I'm actually not having any issues with the game. I know that other people have. I know I've seen a lot of the issues. For whatever reason, it hasn't really happened to me.
And you were showing me the truck Pokemon.
Oh yeah, the car Pokemon. Yeah.
What?
Hold on. Hold on, let me grab this thing.
This is worse than the trash bag poke.
No, actually, I
No?
honestly
Okay.
I haven't run into a bad one yet. I'm actually enjoying every single one so far. None of them are awful.
The truck Pokemon kind of looks badass that people ride on top of it.
Okay, so I don't know if that's a unique version or not because it looks like it's combining a couple of different Pokemon.
Oh.
Like when I was looking at it again, because I ran into another base that had one of those. It looked like they were using a combination of the fully evolved version and the original, like the smaller one.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Copy that. Paste this. Where are you? Discord. Doot, 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 doot. All right, so that is the pre-evolved form. It's straight up an engine, and I
And
actually like this one.
and this is which one? Again?
This one is called Varum. And this one is the evolved version.
Named
Reverum. How's that?
That
That'll
looks
work.
like a bong.
I can
That's a
definitely see
truck?
that. No. It's an engine.
Okay.
Like Brandon keeps calling it a truck. That's an engine. This one is more of a car. It's not a truck. He keeps calling it that though.
Oh, it looks like a truck just from the angle.
So the one you saw kind of reminds you of a truck, like the one that the Team Star is using.
They tricked it out.
Yeah, they've tricked it out and combined, I think, a couple of the littler engines with it.
Yeah, that definitely does look a little bit more car-like.
So here's a front view of it, where they've tricked one out, and by doing that, they've also changed up its typing.
Yo, wait, hold on. Is that its final form?
No, I think that's a unique version.
Dude,
It's not a. I don't know that you can get it in game.
All right. Is it a fan made?
No, I think this is where they combined a couple of different ones
This
to make
is
this.
sick. All right, I'm not even.
Like he's not even that now. He's not. He's not
Yeah,
insulted
it's
anymore.
Pretty
Yeah.
sick, dude. It's just not a bag of trash, which makes me mad. Or a set of keys.
To be fair, I like the keys because the keys aren't part of it.
Are they ghost Pokemon keys, right?
Fairy type, fairy steel.
Okay.
Yeah,
The key ring is the actual Pokemon. The keys are just something it collects.
Oh, all right.
That's not the same.
and now you see what I kind of mean by it looks like
It
a
does look like
truck
a truck
when
yeah.
it's tricked out like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it does have wheels and a fender.
It floats though. Those aren't actual wheels.
Oh,
What?
really?
It's floating.
Oh!
Wait, what kind of Pokemon is it? Steel
Uh,
Ghost?
Steel poison normally, but the typing changes based on what the team has tricked it out to be.
Wait. What?
So each team member, because there's like 5 bosses, have tricked out this thing to be different for each of the individual team sides, right? So for the
Yeah.
fire one, it's like fire poison, I think. But under normal circumstances, it's steel poison.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like I have yet to find a Pokemon in here that I absolutely hate. All of them are either they're all right, or they're fucking great. But yeah, no, Pokemon's been fun. I've been playing that.
Okay. You sounded like you knew what we were talking about during the teaser, Ryan. You
Yeah.
sound like you know what it might be, but today's Western cartoon we're doing, since it's not anime, Inside Job.
Yeah, I figured it was that. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, I'm already mad. It's the
Oh,
same
boy.
fucking as all the other cartoons with the same animation on Netflix. They all have the same shit.
But you might like it because it deals with cryptids, and you're a fan of cryptids.
I'll have to watch it.
So I am gonna. I can't speak because I don't watch a lot of just like the regular cartoons on Netflix, so I can't speak to that part.
Yeah.
I can speak and say that this is way better writing wise than a lot of like garbage I've seen before.
Okay.
Like shit comes back, and they make great jokes in this.
And I don't know how accurate this is, but since Alex Hirsch is an executive producer and he made Gravity Falls, I just feel something big will happen down the line. Like this.
Look, man, I'm just saying. All right, so the big people that are in technically in charge, quote unquote, of the world, the robes, they do have triangle heads. So I don't know. There might be some Bill Cipher going on.
Huh.
That's all I'm saying. All right.
Oh, I heard he popped up semi recently in The Simpsons, like 3 years ago during a hallucination, and he said, "Hey, everybody, buy crypto."
Oh man, see how well that worked out later.
Hey, he's the embodiment of chaos, so
Is in fact chaos. Yes.
buy crypto.
You should totally listen to a completely insane demon. That sounds like a genius idea.
Okay, Ryan, almost all conspiracy theories you hear are right.
Okay.
And like
That's like the premise of the show.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So cryptids are real. There's like a Mothman that works in HR. The Hollow Earth is real. The moon landing was faked. Lizard people are in Hollywood.
Now there are some interesting twists on this. For instance, cryptids are real. However, they're also robots that the government built to keep people distracted from seeing like other real shit. The what was the other one there? The moon landing was faked, but it was because real astronauts refused to come back and created like a sex cult on the moon.
Oh, shit.
Like
The fuck?
usually there's some weird twist. Like JFK. Why did JFK die? Oh, because he had sex with an alien, and the alien planted eggs in in his head. So we need to kill him before that hatches and people find out. Like,
I was looking at it because I'm like, his voice sounded a little familiar. Like, I couldn't quite place it, but I'm just like, I think I heard that somewhere. It's Alex Hirsch.
there you go. I will also say, cloning is real. That is a thing that the government is doing.
Okay.
And they have to keep DNA on hand, so that way they can, if they need to, they can keep things going. Look, Brandon, I need to ask: did you enjoy the '80s episode?
It was funny.
There's an entire town out in like Oregon that gets gassed with something that's like nostalgia shit. I forget what it's called. But it's like
Nostalgia Max.
That's it, Nostalgia Max. And they get like what is it? They get chemtrailed this Nostalgia Max. And they all still believe that they're in the 80s, so that the company here can keep selling them 80s garbage that nobody else is buying.
That's pretty funny.
Although I didn't get all the references there, like I knew
So many
some of
movie
them,
references.
and Reagan didn't know any of them.
No, of course not. She needed to catch up. So our main character here is Reagan Ridley. She's a genius scientist working at Cognito Inc., a company, which is the literal tagline of the company.
We're a company.
Yes, we are a company. Her father, Rand Ridley, was once co-owner of this company, but apparently had a mental breakdown at some point and was thus kicked out. He still, however, owns most of the shares to the company. They could not get that from him. Also, apparently, as part of his severance, he gets infinite livers because he's a very large drunkard. He very much enjoys his alcohol.
And he, like, frequently stands outside DC and just screams conspiracy theories because they're real.
That, and he hates the guy who is currently in charge. Because technically that was the guy that forced him out. Our good buddy JR, Mr. Money Grubber himself, and desperate for power.
And power.
Yeah, I
Also,
did.
power. And,
Very much power.
Don't forget power.
Yes. He wants to be one of the robes, one of the people that's technically running the entire world.
Okay.
Because, like,
I think there's 5 of them?
I thought they said 6.
I think JR was going to be the 6th.
No, oh no, I thought you meant, like, groups running the world.
No. I meant like the robes themselves. How many of the robes there are?
Because I thought they gave an offhanded line that there are groups other than Cognito Inc. that run the world.
Oh, they do mention. I mean, I don't know that they mention them by name, but the Illuminati is probably one of them.
Yes.
Which apparently Oprah is running.
That's funny.
You can see Atlantis from space, so, so the government needs to crop it out of all the shots.
Yep, every single satellite image needs to crop out Atlantis, because apparently there's some kind of secret war going on with them.
I know, like, there are spots that on Google Maps that's blacked out.
I'm just saying, man, one of those is probably the portal to the center of the Earth.
Probably.
But
did they talk about any, like, actual real life conspiracies, or did they just, like, mishmash a bunch and, like, make it, like...
Like, which ones specifically are you thinking of?
I mean, I know most of them. So, like, did they mention the one where, like, Hollow Earth?
Yeah.
Hollow Earth is in there.
I guess with lizard people and stuff, with ice giants.
Ice giants, I don't believe are mentioned. However, we do say that, like, if you remember how old maps used to look,
yeah,
they had, like,
the dragons drawn on them and stuff.
Yep. Supposedly, at least currently, the Hollow Earth is being used to keep them from, like, coming to the surface again.
Also, psychedelic mushroom people.
Yes, there are psychedelic mushroom people from the center of the Earth. One of which is employed in one of the main characters in this show. And he is an asshole.
Also, a slight bit of a sex fiend?
I mean, he has 6 penises.
Are we sure they're all penises?
He literally says, which one of these is my penis? Trick question, all of them.
Oh I forgot that line.
So yes, unless he's lying there, every single one of those tentacles is a penis. We also have, shit, I forget his first name.
Brett.
I wasn't going to say Brett yet. I was going to leave him till last.
Okay.
We have, what's his name? His last name is Dolphman. I can't remember his first name. Glenn. Glenn Dolphman, who apparently underwent the secret super soldier thing to fuse his body with that of a dolphin.
And he's voiced by John DiMaggio.
He looks like a monster. And he's super into just, like, he's Mr. Right Wing, let's put it that way. He's super into war. You have Gigi, who is the one who's in charge of social media corruption and shit. Of, like, shutting down and canceling people, for instance. You have shit, what's the Asian dude's name?
I'm looking it up. Andre Lee.
Andre, that was his name. Andre, who is, like, the doctor of the group, but he's never graduated and is in fact just high all the time.
He can't work unless he's high.
Nope, you don't want to see him sober. It does not work well. Who else was there? Or is that it and just Brett is left?
Yeah, we went over the course 5 and then JR, so...
Yep. Okay, yeah, so Brett is the final guy. He gets brought in the first episode because Reagan is supposed to get a promotion, right? Supposed to happen, be the leader of, like, her department, which includes those 5. Turns out, though, there's been a lot of employee complaints about Reagan. For instance, I shouldn't say she can't make. When she makes eye contact, everyone is just terrified because of the intensity of her stare, I guess. Like, JR reads off, like, yeah, making eye contact, and she's like, "What do you mean? I can make eye contact?" And he's like, "Jesus Christ, never do that again." So, so they bring in a guy called Brett Hand to be essentially her co-boss, to be co-boss with her.
Okay.
And the first mission is replace the president who's completely incompetent, and we can't get him to do the things we want him to do because he's incompetent. Replace him with a robot. Operation RoboPrez.
And that goes as well as you would expect until the AI gains sentience.
Yeah, it starts off going well, and then because of Rand Ridley, Reagan's father, who said he set up the robot to like start glitching out if photos are taken of it, if Reagan was ever taken off the team for this, which she was. Because she started having her own mental breakdown because she didn't trust Brett. She thought he was a sleeper agent. What was the line? Like, he has a face so generic satellites can't track him?
Yes!
Literally, the only reason he got brought in was because he was at, I guess, a barbecue with JR at one point, and he had a really good handshake.
What the hell?
That was the qualifier that brought him in.
And the fact that he's so generic.
Yeah, satellites can't track him. Yeah, Reagan starts having that mental breakdown of trying to, like, literally red yarn and a cork board, figure out who he works for, and JR takes her off. So that means that the default problem that Rand programmed into it is triggered once they replace the president, and the robot is currently taking its place. And as such, once the flashing cameras start happening, it starts having a freak out and suddenly gains sentience and is like, oh my god, we need to seal American greatness in.
The Americube!
Yes, we're not building a wall, we're creating an entire cube to lock American greatness inside.
What the hell?
So it ends up we have a team up with Reagan and Brett to try and bring down the president now, to try and like fix the things, because Brett can't do it himself because he's a moron.
To say the least.
Yeah, all he's got is his good looks, really, going for him. His good looks and his charm. That's about it. So they're trying to like get to the president. They end up getting there and cornering him. And Reagan's idea is like, you know what? I'll plug him into the internet. So she lifts up his neck, like head, like a hatch, and jams the phone down his neck to like plug it in. And it's like 5 minutes on Facebook and he'll be fine. He'll hate this. He'll be so depressed he won't want to do anything. After about a minute, the robot unplugs it from his neck, flips his head back on, and he's like, wow. Reagan's just like, yeah. It's like, I mean, Florida alone. Yep. So now it's nuclear Armageddon. We need to destroy the human race because it's not worth saving now. Just gonna genocide the planet. Not the plan, so to speak.
So luckily, they managed to fight him off and like chop off his one arm.
They have a chase scene again because he's still got the nuclear codes, and they jump onto a helicopter and this shit is happening. I think it's like an episode of The Bachelor is being filmed too at that point that thing.
I think.
But yes, the president's like confronting her, like, yeah, no, you know, she won't destroy me. I'm her greatest creation. She could never. Her pride wouldn't let her do it. So she cuts him off at the torso with some kind of like pseudo lightsaber she quickly made, or laser gun, and cuts off the arm that was holding the codes. End of the episode is basically what's left of the RoboPrez, who looks Terminator-esque, locked in a tube at the bottom of Cognito Inc. so Reagan can keep studying him.
But don't worry, he has friends to watch.
Season 1 of Friends. He is given that, and not in this episode, but in a later episode to get him to help, or at least as a thank you present to help. because he does help her at one point.
Season 2.
Yeah, she keeps baiting him with seasons of Friends. He's now isolated from the internet. He was just stuck on Facebook, I guess, for that like couple minutes.
Since he isn't completely gone by the end of... Well, this is only the first half of season 1 we watched. Because
it got
yeah.
split up when it was first put out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they ordered like 20 or so episodes, and 10 were put out last year, 8 were put out this year, and July of 2022, season 2 was announced. Why they put it up within a year of each other and not closer, I'm not sure.
I assume production time and COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Because the series is technically supposed to take place in, I think, 2020 or 2021.
Somewhere around there.
So yeah, episode 2 is all about after the situation with with the RoboPrez. It's caused us to like have a lot less funding after we've had to fix that mistake. So we need to figure out who to fire to save on our cash. So that is given to Brett and Reagan to figure out. Who do you fire? So now everyone's sucking up to Reagan, being like, don't fire us, please. You're the best person ever.
This one was a good one.
So they're looking at all the different departments of Cognito Inc., being like, all right, who can we fire? One of which is the cloning facility, where Reagan accidentally clones, like puts her hand down on, I guess, the scanner or whatever, and like creates a clone version of her hand.
Which gets brought up a lot.
There is a shit ton of callbacks that you just don't expect out of this. That hand comes back in like the last episode.
I'm not sure, but I think that may be a little nudging by Alex.
What, the loop around?
No, the fact that things come back.
I mean, that's just good writing on the whole. I don't think that's just Alex. I wouldn't say that he didn't maybe make that suggestion, but it's just good writing on the whole.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, this one-off joke. Oh my god, this is a plot point.
Mm-hmm. They look at that. They look at like the sniper, I guess, section where they find Grassy Knoll, the guy who iced JFK.
Grassy Knoll.
Yep, his name is Grassy Knoll. It's Grassy Knoll
The
something. I
umbrella
forget what his
guy.
last name is.
Atkinson?
That's it. Yeah. Grassy Knoll Atkinson.
Wow.
Honestly, there was a point, I don't know if you saw it, Brandon, where like I think it was when they like start zooming down to in the first episode where they zoom down from like the top of Cognito down to where RoboPrez is hidden. But like in some of the shit that you see as it scrolls down, because it's like a cutaway, so you see like in between floors and stuff.
Yeah.
Obama's birth certificate was in there.
I missed that. I missed that.
That was in there. But yeah, so who do we fire? We fire Grassy Knoll, and when they reveal that to everyone, they're like, "You fucking morons! He's the greatest in the company. He's the favorite. Everyone loves him." So how do we get him back? How do we make sure he's worth it so we can't fire him? Because they had already turned in the report to JR that he was the one that was going to get fired.
Bring
Apparently,
back
he makes more than
JFK.
JR. So yeah, release clones of JFK that they have in the cloning facility.
And things go a little bit haywire, and more clones of JFK start coming out.
And it turns out, much similarly to like Gremlins, they get unstable when they're like exposed to heat. And that means that all the clones merge into an Akira-like fucking monstrosity.
And I just love the line, like, have you seen Akira? Yeah, of course I have. Anime is so mainstream right now.
Like, holy shit, dude.
Oh my god. You said there was an Akira reference, and I'm like, how are they going to pull that off? They did it wonderfully. They did it amazing.
Mm-hmm. So it goes on to be like the monster, like they call in Grassy Knoll. Grassy Knoll gets eaten by the fucking Akira monster. Turns out they managed to, like, by working together, bring down the massive monster, but there's still one that has, like, the alien, I guess, eggs in it yet, because it spawns out a bunch of, like, little crab-like legs to rock and run away on, because it's just, like, the head at that point. And Noel, who apparently didn't die, shoots off his sniper to kill the last one before it escapes out the elevator to the, like, outside world.
The fuck?
So Noel now gets rehired.
Yes.
End episode 2. Episode 3. Welcome to the Reptilians, where we find out Reagan can't hug people, which is apparently the way that reptilians greet each other or show appreciation, to share body warmth.
If she tries to hug somebody, she winds up punching them in the face.
She has some kind of suppressed trauma that she doesn't know why. So instead of facing that trauma and figuring it out, she builds a pair of robot arms to make her able to do that. And a hologram version of, like, a necklace that'll put a little hologram face over her so she won't see her freaking out. Let's hide the problem instead of fixing it.
And the hologram face does come back too.
For more jokes than one, yes.
That's why I like this so much. So many callbacks.
Like, we find out that apparently Brett did go and graduated Yale. Don't know how he did that. But apparently he was part of every single frat there. And 2 of the guys that were in his main frat were reptilians. They were using it to pick on him because he was willing to do literally anything. Because he is dependent on other people loving him. Like, he physically needs people to like him. So he's willing to do literally anything to get that appreciation. So part of the episode is just him getting shit on by those 2. Part of the episode is Reagan actually doing a good job by hiding her shit right up until the robot arms short circuit because of a popped bottle of champagne, and she tears off the arms of one of the reptilians. So now she needs to go in and get judged in court by Judge Judy, who's a reptilian.
But don't forget, Barrow. Barrow loves Reagan.
Yes, Barrow. Apparently the robot that Rand, her father, built to love her in his place. Because he was too busy doing other shit. And apparently those hugs were fucking traumatic because she, 1, suppressed them, and 2, in flashbacks, is shown to be freaking out about it. So this is why she can't hug people.
Other than that, I will say Reagan is hot, but she's, like, mentally unstable at some points.
Oh, very much so.
And didn't Tristan say Reagan is his spirit animal?
That is exactly a quote from my friend Tristan. Reagan is his spirit animal. So
Ryan.
yeah, episode 2 was a good one. It does end with it working out. Also, the whole reason was Cognito Inc. was out of money again from having to fix the shit from the previous episode. Shocker.
Ryan, does this sound like something you'd be interested in so far?
I'll watch an episode, see how it is.
So we better not spoil too much about the ending episodes.
All right. We'll do like 2 or 3 more. We'll get to like episode 6 and we'll call it there. How's that?
Okay.
All right, episode 4. Massive bet that Reagan can't get a boyfriend. She, like, works with the Robo-Prez down in the basement to get herself a algorithm that'll find her the perfect boyfriend because she can't do it on her own. You see multiple versions of that failing beforehand. So they find him, and Reagan's too fucking not incompetent, but
Insecure.
she does not. There you go. Her insecurities take over, so she instead builds a robot version of the boyfriend to practice with. And the suggestion after that went awry is like, well, you know, I could just be your boyfriend, like the actual robot itself, like the real boyfriend, rather than just a practice dummy. That goes well. Right up until Reagan is like, I gotta go to work. I gotta do my thing. And he's like, nah, man, you gotta build me new leg, because he literally ripped it off and threw it at a TV after losing a video game.
So he says, like, fine, if you won't do it, I'm gonna make a robot double of you, and then she'll do it.
She ends up going to work and doing her normal thing and lied to him to get away, that she needed to go there for more materials to make him the leg. So no, he goes down to the basement, makes his own leg, makes himself a robot girlfriend version of Reagan because she got tired of waiting for him. That goes really well because he gave her perfect self-confidence. And even Reagan's like, do you realize how dangerous I would be if I had if I wasn't so insecure with myself? You have no idea. So now we have Terminator Reagan, who throws the boyfriend unit into the wall, breaking him.
And wants to date real Brian.
Yeah, the real Brian, the real guy. So yeah, she leaves Reagan in the basement as she herself, as the robot version, goes up for a date with him. She super self-confident robot Reagan tries to essentially rape him, forcing herself on him. Ends with regular Reagan fighting Robo Reagan, and she does win. And the thing is, oh, you were trying to train me. You weren't actually trying to kill me. And the robot's just like, yeah, sure, let's go with that, as it shuts down and dies.
Real Brian comes along. Hey, what's going on here? Was that the robot double? Oh, that was the one that was insanely racist at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, where the practice version went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Well, and it's like, well, look, do you want to start this over? Do you want to date me? And Brian is like, normally I'd probably say yes, but you literally built a robot version of me, and that kind of seems like a deal breaker. And Reagan's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right. Gets up, starts walking away, talks into her radio watch, and is like, we're going to need an extraction team. And just in the background, you see a SWAT team come down from a fucking helicopter, jab him in the neck with some kind of knockout drug to erase his memories of what happened.
Oh, and just the extraction team joke.
Yeah, that's used a couple times too.
Then we have the flashback episode where everybody in town in Wyoming is still stuck in the 1980s.
Yep. We have that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good because there's E.T. parody, there is...
I'm fairly certain part of it is also Stranger Things, because that takes place in the 80s.
Probably?
There's Stranger Things, there's a Ghostbusters one.
And Reagan does not know anything about the 1980s.
Nope.
But Brett, he's all, ooh, I love the 80s!
Yeah, Brett was all about the 80s because he wants to relive his childhood that apparently for him was also traumatic.
Even though he didn't live in the 80s.
True, but he probably was obsessed with the reruns of that's the kind of family I wish I had.
Mm-hmm. And he bases his memories around old TV shows.
Mm-hmm. Put it this way, Brett's so obsessed that while they're there, he's like, if I just slip a little nostalgia mix into their drinks, we can all just enjoy the time, right? It'll be great. And
oh my god!
Spilling the entire canister on himself and becoming essentially what's the big ghost out of Ghostbusters 1? Not Stay Puft Marshmallow, but the woman. What was one? Dozer? Was that it? Dozer? Gozer. Essentially becomes Gozer. But obsessed with nostalgia. Gozer.
Oh, that was... I think that was one of my favorite episodes of this season.
One of my favorites, outside of the ending, because I think the ending blows it away for me. One of my favorites was probably 6, which was the Flat Earth wedding. Yes.
Oh, by the way, flat Earth, that doesn't exist.
Nope. Rand, Reagan's father, created it as part of a bet originally with JR that he'd get anyone to believe the stupidest shit. And his stupidest shit was the flat Earth theory. And now he just keeps it going to piss off JR on the whole.
So that's one of the only conspiracy theories that's actually fake.
Well, that's because it also wouldn't work. It would contradict too harshly with like the Hollow Earth. They would have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So the setup with this is Reagan's mother is going to apparently marry herself for some fucking reason. And they don't want Rand to know about it.
Because
So it's
they're
on a
divorced.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
divorced. It's on a yacht.
Mhm.
And apparently Rand does figure it out at some point, and like because the flat earthers have a boat, he uses them to get there to stop the wedding by telling them, yeah, we're going to go to the coordinates where the flat earth ends. So when they realize that they've been duped, they literally have a hostile takeover of the fucking boat, leading to eventually, once things start going back toward like the wedding group, one of them taking a lifeboat, holding a gun to Reagan's head, and it's like, you're going to take me to the end of the earth. You're going to take me to where the end of the flat earth is. And her plan then is to bring them to the portal to the center of the earth, to the hollow earth, and be like, yep, look, that's the end of the earth. It looks like it, doesn't it? And the dude is so convinced he throws himself off the edge, even though they're trying to be like, no, I lied. It's actually this. There's sea monsters down there that'll kill you. It's like, are you kidding me? Nah, man, enough with this. I'm just going to go down, and I've never seen what Australia's like. This will be cool when I pop out there.
Because he believes the flat Earth is like Pac-Man, where he'll just pop out at Australia.
Yep, it's a Pac-Man board. He'll pop out on the other side of Australia. Like, holy shit. I can't, dude. I love this show, and with the end of like the first half of season 1, oh fuck me, I need to know what happens next.
I'm definitely going to watch the other part.
Oh, for sure. I loved this show. I can't speak, like I said, Orion, to like, does this look like every other show that's on Netflix? I can't speak to that. I don't really watch a lot of the Netflix cartoons in general. I will say the writing on this is really fucking good.
I love the writing.
I'll watch this a little later tonight. I'll give you my review on it.
Yeah, but and since you
Hey,
like,
shit, why'd you make me watch this?
but you like John DiMaggio, right, Ryan?
Yeah,
So, like
I
that's
like Gravity Falls too. So
yeah. Oh, so you've seen all
You
of
watched
it?
a couple episodes, if I recall.
yeah, I watched like the first season.
Okay,
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
It has a Gravity Falls vibe to me.
Okay.
I would say in the lightest sense, maybe, yeah. Because, like, all of the conspiracy theories might be real, but that doesn't completely overlap with, like, the themes that Gravity Falls has at the same time.
Oh, I'm just looking here, and a few people who worked on Gravity Falls works on Inside Job.
Ah, that'll help.
Oh my god, what if this is a stealth sequel to Gravity Falls?
There's nothing to make us think that yet.
Yeah, wasn't there like some crazy shit in Gravity Falls? Yeah, like the first season there was stuff.
Yeah, there's
Bunch of random
cryptids in
shit.
Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
There are. However, we don't know if cryptids are 100% real here. We see, like, robo-cryptids,
Okay, I got you.
so I don't know if they're real or not.
Didn't we see Mr. Foot walk by who was Sasquatch at one point?
We saw something, yeah. We saw that at one point. I forget what he looked like, but yeah, I don't think it was the same design as this one, though.
Okay, but I thought
I mean,
Brent acknowledged him as like Mr. Foot or something.
I think that was an offhand comment. I don't think that was an acknowledgement.
Okay.
Or no. He acknowledged him as Mr. Foot, but it wasn't the one that we saw in Gravity Falls.
Oh, okay.
The other thing I guess you could argue is, well, no, that wouldn't make sense either because it was a smaller version. We saw during one of the halfway season finale here, the Loch Ness Monster robot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh man, didn't old man, what's his face? I'm blanking on his name. The prospector dude build
Yeah.
one himself. But that one was so big he piloted it. It wasn't like a remote control one like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but if Bill Cipher would pop up, even for a one-off joke, it would not surprise me.
Oh no, not at all. Not with Alex Hirsch in charge. Bill Cipher could literally look. All right, I think Bill Cipher brings out the idea of like there are literal multiple dimensions or multiple realities.
That's a dude with the pyramid on his head?
He's the pyramid head itself
Okay.
with the top hat.
Yeah.
The fact that like Cipher says there are multiple realities means that he could literally pop into any of them, like parallel dimensions and shit. I don't know that means that there's a solid link between, you know, the Gravity Falls universe and this one. It just means that Bill can go wherever he wants.
Yeah? But just briefly saying about the two-part mid-season finale, like, I kind of liked it how they were kind of separate episodes, part of a greater two-part story.
Yes, for sure.
How they didn't feel distinctly connected, but it's like, oh, cliffhanger, what's going to happen next? And it's like building off of that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a lot like Gravity Falls. This one is definitely like the first 8 episodes or so are just let's lay out the groundwork for how this place works and seed little pieces that'll come back in this finale. Whereas Gravity Falls took an entire season to do that, this one took the first 8 episodes of its first half of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, I really enjoy this and would love to see what goes on afterwards here.
Definitely. I am all in for watching the rest of this season and probably binging the one after that. The writing is just that good.
Damn. Alright. I'll check it out.
Just glancing at next time, I guess we're going to deal with shape-shifting serial killers.
I honestly don't remember what the next one is. Hold on, let me look.
Is this one we already discussed?
Oh,
Is it a new season of a show?
No.
Nope,
Alright.
I don't know this one, so I gotta trust you on this one, buddy.
I just glanced at the premise on Wikipedia.
New to both of us.
Because I see the word serial killer and I see the word shape-shifting, or kind of like that, so I'm guessing they're similar? I could be dead wrong, though.
It's gonna turn out just like Bubble did, where it's like we don't even mention parkour, but it's the entire series.
Yeah?
Samurai Pizza Cats. That's what it is.
It could be. I don't know, man. They might transform into Samurai Pizza Cats. I don't know.
Hamtaro, maybe?
Oh my god, no!
Hamtaro's great.
Oh god, I've tried. Like, I went back to watch an episode at one point
Really?
of that, just to be like, is this as good as I remember? And it just ground on my nerves so much.
I don't know. I thought it was so cute. I was cracking up the whole time.
I just remember...
Maybe it's because I was watching the dub, but no.
I just
Yeah,
remember
no.
playing the Game Boy game where you need to learn the language of the hamster to solve puzzles.
That's funny.
That sounds infuriating.
But basically, like, you have 4 choices, like, some of which are blanked out if you don't know the language word yet. And it's like, oh, we need to frisky this. And you're like, what does frisky mean? So you need to use, like, context clues in the sentence, respond with the proper word, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll help you out. And then, like, dance, and then, I don't know, but I remember it was interesting.
I would feel probably infuriated.
Hmm.
I can't imagine a language puzzle game would make me happy.
So, catch us next time, and we'll see everybody later.
Same cake
Bye-bye.
cola place, same cake cola time.
Which is any time because we upload it on YouTube.
Which will be your
Oh, man.
birthday, because every day is cake cola with your birthday. Every day's your birthday with cake cola. I'm sorry, don't cancel me, cake cola. I want this sponsorship.
Every day's your birthday for the can of K Cola.